It is Thursday, July 7th, and we are gathered here on this fine evening to discuss the finale of the Challenge All Stars 3. Yikes. Let's get into it. I am Kyle Petty, and I am joined by my best friend, John Dunphy. This is Jury Duty, your favorite Big Brother podcast, but tonight we're talking the Challenge All Stars 3. You can find us on the socials at BB Jury Duty or at our website, bbjuryduty.com. Now that that's out of the way, the finale. What a flopper. What a flopper. I was really disappointed. And this is really right in line with all of the finals for All Stars for me. I really don't like any of them. Period. I don't like them. And this lived up to the non-hype.
Yeah. It's just weird. Like I feel like it could have been so easy to just make it just a little bit more exciting. Yeah, it's a little better. I don't know. You know, the crossword puzzle for an elimination in a final.
I gotta say, that is no way for Kellyanne to have gone out. I did tweet about this. I was like big mad. Okay, that's disrespectful. Like, Kellyanne is an icon. All right, she is a legend in her own right in the challenge, universe here. For her to go out by a crossword puzzle to Kayla is the biggest, most disrespectful thing I have ever seen. Really not happy.
Oh God, that was terrible. I was so excited last week when we were ending where we were at the final and we saw TJ say, "Oh, get ready, it's time for the overnight portion," because we love the overnight portion. We were talking about all the fun competitions they've done.
Just talking about it last week.
Just talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And now they slept on a yacht. Portion. Slept on a yacht, getting like really nice hot food. It looks like
amazing food, amazing, beautiful food. Where the biggest complaint was, seasick. Come on, come on.
And like Wes was the only one that even was
had a problem, and it clearly was not truly affected. What a bad final.
And I did have some hope for it because I liked how they would do a leg of the challenge, the final, and then they'd have some kind of checkpoint where there was a competition where you could earn certain points. I did like that idea.
Yeah.
And I just felt like it was such like a bummer how they ended things on day 2.
Yeah. I did enjoy the point system. I thought that was an improvement over last year's final. That was just like a nothing. I do like, I've always liked the concept of eliminating people in the final. I do like that. A crossword puzzle should not be what does it.
No.
I was happy to see eating back. I do enjoy eating in these finals. That's always very fun to me.
You know what? I also, the food part, like, I don't remember, they probably do mention it, at least in some of them, right? Like the amount of food they have to eat, or maybe they'll just say like, "Oh, you have to finish this plate" or something. But when I heard Wes say like, "Oh, you need to consume 2 pounds of food,"
yeah, it was 2 pounds.
That's a lot of freaking food. That's why I feel like, and especially when it's all like guts and bugs and like
brains, and especially for all right. And this is the first time I felt bad for Nehemiah, as a vegetarian to be put in this. I mean, that his body was definitely doing some crazy things. I bet you that's why he was walking by the seashore at the end of the episode. He's probably tooting all over the place.
Yeah.
And just didn't want to be like, next to anybody else. His body was probably really going through it. If you have not had any meat in 15 years, your body don't even know how to process it anymore. That's a long time. Yeah. You see on Survivor, they got a rough go after having some after a month.
Right. Yeah. No, totally true. That was, for me, was the best part of the final, I think, was the food portion of it. Because that felt the most like the challenge to me. Like, that felt the most like a challenge final to me. Mm-hmm. Of any of these things that they had to do. Man, yeah, that was wild. What did you think of Brad beating Mark in his crossword puzzle? Since we talked about Kayla and Kellyanne.
I didn't think that was such an uneven matchup. I mean, Brad doesn't usually excel in these things. It was an upset, but I don't think it was as disgusting as the Kellyanne thing. Um, that was really
Right.
bad. But
I totally agree.
good for Brad. You know, I really want some good things for him. I hope he doesn't do anything that gets him canceled. But I don't know. I really want good things for Brad. I kind of like him. Always trying his best. It's really just
And he had a good season.
yeah. He just seems like he seems like a decent guy. You know.
He won a bunch of challenges, like competitions and stuff on this season. So I thought I was happy for Brad. If he had ended up winning it, even though Wes was like my winner pick, like if Brad had ended up on top, I would have been happy with that. You know.
Yo, can we talk about that now?
Okay.
Can we talk about the fact that you, sir, much to mine and Gina's chagrin, you picked preseason wise, mind you, the winner of this season, both male and female, and you got it right.
Yeah.
Forever immortalized in this graphic. I'm so glad this is something that we do. You picked them both. So listen, this was a jury duty first, okay? You heard it here first. These were the winners.
I can't
We
believe
didn't even
it.
need to be gathered here once a week, okay? Because we already told you how it was going to end.
I can't believe that I got them both right. I mean, how lucky.
I can't believe it either. I think that's awesome. I think that's really, really awesome. Like, so fun. I was like laying down watching this. I was like, Wes and John A. Wait a minute. I was like, oh my God. And then I had to go back and check. I was like, is that true? Is that true? I was really excited for you. And also disgusted. Because now you just always have this to throw in our face. And I will have you know, Gina was not happy and wanted me to tell you how very upset she was.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
She was not happy, huh?
No,
Wow.
she wasn't.
Oh my goodness.
Let's see, what did she say here?
I'm shocked. I honestly am shocked that I got this. And Kayla, I was nervous. I was a little nervous towards the end. It seemed like I was hoping she wouldn't. I was hoping she'd get stuck at the food, station.
She was starting to make me a little nervous when she was like, "Oh, John A is still in the water." I said, "You better get back. Get back." Like, if Kayla actually passed her, I would just throw the remote and I'd have been done with All Stars. The pod would have been canceled tonight. Well, you could just sit here and talk to yourself if you want. But like, I would have been done. I would have been done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gina said specifically mad because he's going to be so proud. She goes, "Oh, I'm mad. I won't be there. Make sure you tell him on air I'm pissed about."
She's pissed because I would be proud of myself. Yeah. Sounds kind of mean.
Right, savage, right? Savage. And she wasn't even here to tell you herself.
I just took a guess and I happen to be right. It's it's fun.
I was disgusted. At first.
Wow.
But good for you, man. Good for you.
I'm happy.
No. So, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. Unfortunately, my winner pick went home via crosswords.
Yeah, it's such bullshit.
It really is bullshit. So disrespectful. So disrespectful.
And while I am happy to be right about my picks, I did tell you last week, I was like, I think I'm rooting for Kellyanne more because I think I like Kellyanne better. John A was just happened to be the person that I picked, So, and especially because Kellyanne, like, I still think she had, even though she didn't make it to that top 3 in the final, I feel like she had one of the more like impressive seasons of anybody. Because I thought she pulled out some wins, she had some power, but like all the odds were against her the whole season. Like that treehouse was coming for her, and they weren't able to get her until that freaking crossword puzzle, which is nonsense anyway. Because even Kayla was like, "I just guessed on everything."
And when she said that, I was even more disgusted.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it just got worse and worse, honestly. Yeah, just really bad. Just really bad.
I started getting a bad feeling like right away, though, when a couple of the other finalists were saying like, "Oh, Kellyanne's been studying that map all season." And I was like, the fact that they're all saying this and like making the comments like Kayla was like, "I didn't look at that map once." I was like, I know how this is going to go already, and I'm not going to like it.
No, I did not think that at all. I thought the exact opposite. I thought they were telling us this because this was going to be a moment that we just breezed past. Of course, Kayla lost. She already did say she never looked at it. Of course, we're just going to breeze on right by. I thought nothing of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
Damn.
shocked. Yeah.
Kellyanne. I hope she comes back. I really want to see her back.
I think she will. But there is a little part of me though. I have to be honest since we have the time. We've got the time, right? Is Kayla not maybe slightly impressive now? There's something has to be said for somebody who still gets to a final. There was a lot of social gameplay this season. And she was really fine like the entire time. Like there is something to be said for that. I may not like her, but can we deny?
No, I mean, listen, she made it to the final. Good for her. Whatever. I can commend her for that. She had a decent season. I do think that she was helped along the way. I mean, we saw how many women leave due to injury. We saw Jemmy leave for a personal family issue. There were some, eliminations on that side that were canceled, and I do wonder if everybody had stayed in, how things might have played out.
Okay.
How the sides might have turned out.
Okay. No, I agree. I do agree. I forgot about some of that stuff. And I also forgot about the fact that elimination with Kellyanne was canceled. I do not believe she would have won that.
I don't think so either.
I think Kayla's scrappy. I do. I don't think she's a layup in a physical challenge like that, in a physical elimination, but I definitely would have thought that Kellyanne would have taken that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
But that's actually not to knock Kayla, but I do think that highly of Kellyanne.
Right. No, I totally agree. Totally agree.
But but to your point, I don't know that she would have even made it to that elimination with Kellyanne had some of those other things not gone down.
Right.
So yeah, I do.
And I'm definitely biased. Kayla was my first boot. My first boot pick. So as much as I want to be like, I'm so proud of my winner picks. It's like, no, Kayla was the runner up, and I picked her as first boot. So
who are my first boot? How did I do with that? Oh,
well, we both picked Cyrus, I think.
We did. I knew that he was out. I forgot who my first boot female was. Yeah.
Well, you were much closer with Jemmy than I was with Kayla. So.
That is true, but it doesn't even matter because, well, at least I did have one of my winner picks in the final. At least one made it. But this is really something else. I'm really impressed with you. I'm really impressed with you. You are now the official jury duty challenge expert. It's so appropriate that now the Challenge USA is now your podcast.
I got very lucky. Yeah, I got very lucky, but
maybe it's just that good. Oh. Let's see what happens after the Challenge USA. If you pick those two, forget it. I'm just gonna get in the car and just drive to your house and just punch you in the throat.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
Can you just picture like driving down the street, my little Beyonce playing? You won't break my soul. Come in here and punch you right in your Adam's apple. And then just casually leave.
Just leave, yeah. All right, bye.
Just leave the car running. No bye.
Yeah.
No bye.
Music still playing.
Yeah, I'm not going to stop the song. No, I would actually. I don't like for my songs to get interrupted. I always pause if somebody's going to start talking too much. Yeah.
Oh
wow.
My God.
I have nothing else on Challenge All Stars 3. Got nothing else.
The only other thing that I can think of is like, who do you think will be back? John A now has a 3-time All Stars finalist, 2-time champ. Wes we haven't seen in a few years, but he's just won now All Star. Do you think we'll see any of these people on regular challenge seasons, or do you think that this group will see more likely to see back on All Stars, or I don't know. That's the only other thought that I had really is like, who do you think we'll see back?
I do think we're going to see John A back. I think if she would have lost, we wouldn't have. Because she won, I don't know. There's a little bit of a fire in her now. This little bit of a competitive spirit, and I can't imagine that she would want to stay away from it after having some of the success that she's had.
Right.
Yeah, I would kind of expect her to come back. I would definitely expect MJ back. Yeah. Naya, she says she wants to come back. I'm not for or against. Nehemiah will definitely be back. I think like Wes will go mainstream again. I think he's just going to come back to regular challenge. I think he's just bouncing around. And I think that All Stars is a lower like commitment time wise. I think that was convenient for somebody like Wes.
Yeah.
Um,
God, I would love for like Wes, CT, and Bananas to all come back like together.
I would love to see that too. Except I think the Bananas is going to be on 38. That
Okay.
was that was one of the rumors I saw. Which was supposed to be part of why we had that janky ass video thing with Wes. That was supposed to be, reintroducing Bananas or something like that. That's just like,
Right.
yeah, just a way to get him involved. Um, yeah, I
Okay.
don't think Bananas is done. Who else is in that house? Who else is in there? Kellyanne will be back. She'll be back. Um, I mean,
She
she
better
went out
be.
for a damn crossword puzzle. She's back. She ain't gonna go out like that.
I'd like to see her with like her and Kendall, again, kind of
Kendall
teaming
be
up
back.
too.
This is Kendall's
Yeah.
thing. Kendall. I think Kendall is one of those. I think she's just going to be one of those All Stars mainstays. I would expect to see Cyrus again. He was been working out. He really made a point
Yeah.
of making that known. I think he'll be back. Mark, obviously.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
Darrell. I think Darrell will be back.
I think Darrell will be back. I think a lot of these people would come back. I think this is your All Stars crew. I don't think that Jemmy should really be there. Um,
Jemmy.
She is OG though. She is OG. I just for some reason I still associate her with mainstream challenge. Kayla, no, I don't think she even should have been in this season. She is not an
Right.
all-star. I think she needs to go back mainstream or get out of the party. Um,
I agree.
yeah.
What do you
Mm-mm.
think? What do you think about? Crap, where would it just go? I was just thinking of something, and now I can't remember what it was. What?
Womp,
Oh
womp,
boy,
womp.
what a mess.
Wow. Yikes.
Okay. So I know you're much more familiar with the Challenge All Star seasons than I am,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Like 2 and 1. Like, could you see them changing up like the theme in any way, like they do on some of the mainstream seasons, whether it's like rivals or Battle of the X's or Battle of the Seasons? Like we even saw like Wes and Kellyanne are exes on this. You know what I mean? Like I wonder if there's enough connections there among like all stars to have like a theme like that on one of these all star seasons, rather than just like everybody kind of competing and some people form alliances and some don't. Like, do you think there's any way to like add one of those challenge twists into an all star season?
I kind of hope not.
Okay.
Um, Mainly because the way they're doing this with like your lowest performer is just automatically in, then other people vote somebody else in. Like that is so old school challenge, and like
Right.
the way that these OGs were kind of brought up playing. So I like this for this.
I agree.
Yeah. And I think that even just speaks to the way the whole thing is done. Like the way that it's edited in a more comedic fashion. Like there's some funny moments and things like that. The music is a lot more fun.
Actually, I'm great. I'm glad you brought that up, because even like the music, when everybody was puking everywhere, it was like it's like such an upbeat song, and it's just people just yakking in buckets.
Yes, and
Naya
that
just
is
throwing up in her hands.
yeah, and see, and that is really that really speaks to how the challenge used to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just feel like just like that, I don't think that would go anywhere.
Okay.
I kind of don't want it to. I think it's part of its charm, and I like that so much of it is performance based.
Right.
So there's some social strategy and there's some not, which because even back then when they played it like this, a lot of them didn't play with a social strategy in mind, with the exception of like a Wes and Bananas, which is why they were not widely liked, in their
Yeah.
time, at least back then. Um, the challenge was so based on like that honor system. So if this is the lowest performing person, they're automatically in the elimination, then that means the next one up, you're also in. That's just honest. That's
Yeah.
fair. We're not going to ruffle any feathers.
Right.
It was
Right.
Western Bananas and people like them that kind of wanted to be like, well, we don't have to do that. We can kind of do whatever we want.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I mean, I think that's all I got.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cut and dry finale. I mean,
well, that's the thing. Like finale episodes, at least like for the challenge, like what are you talking about? Because it usually is all competition based. Like there's really not much to discuss. Like this person either succeeded or failed. Like that's
right,
the end of it.
right.
At least like with Big Brother, like there's still some gameplay to discuss. Did this person make the right decision? Should you have chosen this person to sit next to? Should you have cut this person? What did you think about the fact that they did? So much. This is just like they were
Yeah.
running and throwing up.
Right. And I do think it does take away, though, the fact that, like, the overnight portion, it would have been great to get into a discussion about, like, oh, this was such a tough thing that they had to endure all night without being able
Right.
to sleep or eat anything. And it was like they hung out on a yacht and ate awesome food. And, like, even TJ being like, I put $500,000 on that boat. I want you to spend some time with it. It's like, what is this? What are we doing right now?
Yeah, I don't understand what that was, or why that happened or anything. I wonder if there's an answer to that. Maybe there's got to be somewhere on the interwebs, some answer as to why this happened the way that it did, because that was very bizarre. That was bizarre.
Don't call it an overnight portion. Just tell them, all right, go get some rest.
Yeah.
But at the very
go
least,
get some rest.
Yeah, at the very least, I was hoping TJ would be like, okay, it's not going to be the typical overnight. The top two teams get to go sleep on this yacht, but the bottom two teams have to do this or something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Something, or the fourth place team has to stay on the beach all night or something. I don't know, like. I
even just thought there was going to be some kind of a twist that was happening in the moment. I was like, okay, they're not really just on this yacht. Like there has to be like something else that's going on. Like something else is going to happen. Something's going to go down. Maybe they'll purposely make the boat rock to cause seasickness.
Right.
I don't know. Like do something. No, just sweet dreams.
There was a point where I was hoping like maybe they're all going to get ready for bed, and then like another boat's going to swing up to the side, and they have to like jump in and get taken somewhere else now, and like they have to now immediately compete in something else. You know what I mean? Like something. Like I just and no, they just got a good night's sleep.
You were really expecting a whole lot from the same people who brought you the stars.
I was
you
hoping.
were expecting like these yachts to come, multiple yachts to shuttle them around.
I shouldn't say that I was expecting. I was hoping that we would get something.
This is a really fun thing to say. So stupid.
Yeah, I think that's all I got, though.
Yeah. Well, that's a wrap for the Challenge All Stars 3. And I guess that's also a wrap for our 9:30 p.m. Thursday slot. All right. Yeah. Goodbye, all. Goodbye, all. We are shifting to a Big Brother schedule. Okay. Mondays at 9:30. Mon Monday.
Yes.
Wednesday nights. I don't know what time that's happening because I don't know when the Challenge USA is actually over. So
I don't know either.
Yeah. So a half hour after the challenge ends, unless it's 11, then we're gonna have to figure out 11:15. We have kind of 11:20. Yikes! Yeah. So we're wrapping up by 12. I guess we'll let you know. We'll check the TV guide. But then otherwise, it's definitely going to be Thursdays at 10:30. It's going to be our usual time. Yeah, that's our Australian time, but we're keeping it for eviction night because evictions are from 9 to 10 now. 9. I like the later start. I like it.
Yeah.
I
like it.
Gives you enough time to get home, take a shower, have a nice dinner, and you mosey on over and go watch eviction night.
Definitely.
8 o'clock can sometimes be a rush. If you just get in at 6:30, almost 7, yikes. Now if it's 9, no. Time to breathe. Enjoy yourself.
For sure.
Yeah. All right. So we'll be back in 35 minutes.
Yes.
Talking about Big Brother Australia.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
This is a crazy week. Oof.
It was. All right. We're leaving. Thanks all. We're out of here.